Back to basics, would you say, offensively?
I don't know so much back to basics, I think just, you heard me say last week, I mean, we were kind of identity-less, I mean, we part of it was Tulsa, we couldn't get the run game going up in there. Then Arizona State had really a good plan against us. I thought today was a key game for us, key game for us, more than just the first conference game, but just to get back to our identity and see if we could have success with our identity. Because if we couldn't, then we're into that thing of trying to scramble to make plays and trying to be something we're not. And it's the most pleasant thing is we were able to just do what we do and hold back and not try to do other things. We had some other things we thought we could do that we didn't need to do. And then in the second half, when we had to lead, we got pretty conservative. But, it's one thing to have a diversified offense that we've worked on and have to use it. I'd rather have a little diversity and not use it unless we really, really need to use it. And I think I was nervous about this game because of that. Last year they played us really solid on defense. We only had 38 plays or something. I knew they'd have a good scheme. I knew we weren't going to out-scheme them or out-trick them. So, I knew coming in this was a key game for us offensively just to get back to our identity and have to have some success with our identity. Because what I don't want to do is start deviating too much from it, and that's why it was a huge game for us.
Everyone knew Coffin could throw the ball. What can you say about your defense's play against the run?
Outstanding. The whole game plan coming in was we couldn't let number 8 get started. I've seen every team, whether it was Washington State, all the way down the line. I watched Fresno last year, the first game he really ever broke out against Fresno. If you let him get started, you're going to have a hard time. So we did some things a little different schematically. We really tried to tackle him low. I thought we played the run really well. They've got a good quarterback. And I knew coming in here, their receivers, number 4, I saw him out there in pregame. And he's much bigger than I thought, much stronger than I thought. And he was impressive. And number 83 is a big, tall guy. And we knew if the quarterback, if we didn't pressure him, we were going to have a hard time. And we did a pretty good job. We did a pretty good job pressuring them. Probably wish we'd have pressured them a little bit more, honestly. The touchdown right before the first half, it was, what was it, 4th and 14 or whatever it was, or 4th and 12 or 3rd and 12. But he's a good player. I mean, there's no question. They've got a quarterback and they've got some receivers. Their offensive line is big. So, but you asked me the game plan. It was getting our identity on offense and it was stopping number 8 on defense. And if we look at that, I think we did it.
If he has to throw often enough, are the interceptions going to come? They did.
Well, we great job by Markel Bird, and then he threw the one right to to Dakota. Yeah, you hope if they throw it enough, good things are going to happen, But I've got a lot of respect for their passing game. I really do.
When you score on the second play of the game, is that kind of a mixed blessing as a coach because it comes too easy, and, or will you take that every time
absolutely
out?
Absolutely not. Give me that. You want to sign? I'll sign that contract right now. And I'll work through it. Came too easy. Nothing comes easy for us. I appreciate the question. I understand it exactly, but we knew what this was going to be. Last year we had some big plays on them. It was similar in some ways to last year. It seemed like we were on the field on defense almost the whole game, but we had big plays on offense. We didn't get the big plays in the kicking game, but I'm just glad to be 1-0 and get out of here and head back to our biggest game of the year next week.
Coach, did you see anything on film this week that led you to believe you'd have that sort of success with the option and getting to the edge?
No, because we watched closely every play of last year, and I really didn't think they would change one bit what they did. On that second play, they actually did change a little bit, and they went what we call 2-trap, and our quarterback ducked up inside the quarterback player. So they did change. I mean, they did something different the second play of the game that they've done. But really it was our quarterback ducking up inside and making a miss and took it to the house. I knew they were going to be where they're supposed to be. I knew they were going to be well coached. That's why this game was so important, to see if we could line up with a young offensive line to a degree, because guys are playing for the first time, kind of shaky identity-wise, and just see if we could do what we could do.
I think Lamar only pitched to once, and that was like 5 yards downfield. It was just the way he read it.
We had some chances. We didn't. Little 28 comes hard now. They're free safety. We couldn't get him cracked a couple times. There were a lot of different things. And then in the second half, we got into more of a dive game. You know, the only thing that hurt us was right there at the end. You know, we had it 2nd and 5 after the 1st and 5 after the offsides penalty. We gained 3 yards on first down, and then Presley tried to bounce outside, and we get thrown for a 7-yard loss. We end up punting the ball. But we had some success running up in there, which was encouraging to see.
They punted on 4th and 1 from just short of midfield. You went for it on 4th and 1, close to midfield, and McQuarrie scored a touchdown.
That's us.
Quite a juxtaposition.
You know, that's us. I mean, we're geared to make short yardage, and you know, I was a little surprised they punted it there, but you know, that's it. All right, man. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, you know, we ran the ball a lot. You know, when you have running backs, you know, like Jarrell, you know, Gibb, you know, Dave and I, that can break anytime. You know, you want to run the ball. You know, that's probably our best position group. You know, our running backs. You know, they're all great. Don't get me wrong, we got great receivers, you know, DBs and everything else, but, you know, that group is special. So, you know, when you got special guys like that where you can put anybody in, and they're willing to break for a 60-yarder every time, you know, that's great. You know, you got to give them touches.
The throw to Carlos, Steve, was that kind of like the one to Tyler last year, and the running game draws him up, and you know, Carlos gets behind him?
Oh, it was a little similar, but last year, you know, it was kind of like more of like just one play option. You know, that's a real pass play, you know, that we have. That we can call at any time, you know. Chino ran it great. You know, when you have a track guy, 4.3 speed, you know, it's hard to guard him. So, you know, I knew from the get-go he was running right by him. So all I had to do is put it out there for him. He's going to go get it.
So the one last year was a run-pass option, and this one was just called
last year was
play?
Just kind of like a deceptive. It was one route.
This was a run.
Yeah,
this
was a real, you know, pass play where I had options. You know, I'd go through my reads.
Okay.
And so Carlos was open. I hit it.
Okay. How much? I mean, you know, it's for, you know, 2-2 compared to 1-3. How big is that? I saw how happy you guys were coming in.
Oh, you know, that's great. You know, it's always great to win. You know, that's the big thing. That's what we work for. You know, every day. You know, to win. You know, it's good going 2-2, especially in, you know, this game next week, probably the biggest game that we have all year. You know, just for the state of New Mexico, just how much it brings to the table. You know, and I can't wait. You know, that's what my team. You know, we're going to celebrate this win. But, you know, Sunday, you know, it's New Mexico State. You know, that's a big week for us. You know, that's all our focus is on now.
The way the defense stopped the run and got the ball back for you in the second half of those picks, how important was that?
That's great. You know, when you have a defense that'll give you 2 turnovers a game, I tell them all the time, you know, that's a win. You know, if you give us 2 turnovers and the offense can't put up points, that's on us. You know, you harp us, you tell us we're doing wrong, and I'll take it. When you get 2 turnovers in the game from a defense, you know, that's big. Especially that one to Dakota, that was big. Mark Hill, that was big. You know, those stops, you know, they stopped number 8. You know, he's a great running back. It reminds me of Marshawn Lynch. So, you know, it's great. I'm happy defense is playing great. You know, and I like that, you know, first Mountain West win, you know, 1-0. That's going to just keep them motivated, you know, keep it going, keep it going.
That little 9, it didn't seem like much at the time. I thought that 9-yard pass to Delane on 3rd down, remember that? That was a pretty important play, as it turned out.
Oh, yeah, it was a big play. You know, like I said 100 times, you know, our receivers are special. You know, Delane actually made that play. You know, I gave him a little 5-yard pass, but you saw he made a break upfield. You know, it's hard to tackle, you know, someone that big, you know, 6'3", 215. So, you know, it's great by him, you know. And I just feel like, you know, we could do that all game. And, you know, I feel like nobody can stop us, you know, especially Delane, especially Carlos, especially Gambo. You know, nobody can stop them. You know, we need to keep it up, and I like it.
Were you pleased with the way that you were kind of able to blunt any kind of little bit of momentum Wyoming had, especially after the long reviewed touchdown? They could have had some momentum going, but you guys kept it together both on offense and defense. They never really got close enough to.
Oh, that's good. You know, when your defense is playing good, you know, offense feeds off them. So, you know, once they kept getting stops, you know, stopping 8, you know, that was the big, you know, game plan. You know, we got to stop 8. You know, we knew we had the. We knew they had the big receiver, number 4, number 83. You know, they're going to make plays, you know. They're athletes, you know, they're crazy. Number 8 made plays. But, you know, if you slow them down, you know, offense, that's where we got to step up. And that's where defense did a great job today. And, you know, I thank them. And, you know, offense, we put it on the table. You know, big plays, that's all we need. You know, 1 big play on 1 drive, a two-play drive, that's all we need, you know, and that kills them.
Yeah.
From watching film earlier in the week, obviously, you guys broke a few to the outside, but then McQuarrie had one right up the middle. Did you guys expect to see that many lanes all over the field?
Oh, they started adjusting. You know, 28 at safety. You know, that's a baller right there. You know, you can tell him after this. You know, he should play on Sundays. He was coming up hitting. You know, when you got a safety like that comes down hard, you know, you got to give the ball sometimes up the middle. You know, we got Rick. You know, Rick is a power back. He's also, you know, he can go to the outside. But, you know, when you got, you know, our whole plays, you know, get to the perimeter, you know, that's our option. You know, when you start making success off that, you got to get to the perimeter as a defense, and that's what opens up the inside.
Couldn't believe that was your first career sack, but it wasn't your first interception. Interception obviously was big. Just talk about that. Just reflex.
Honestly, it kind of happened really fast. I was dropping back into my coverage and looking for crossers or anything, and it just kind of came right to me, and I made sure I snagged it. But it was definitely I could hear the silence in the crowd when it happened. It felt like everything was just slow motion. So it just doing my job, and it felt great to get the pick.
All those practice drills paying off, right?
Exactly.
Okay. I was asking Lamar. I mean, 1 and 3 compared to 2 and 2. I mean, you know, how big is that? I mean, how happy are you guys?
Very happy. I mean, this is a great momentum push for us and builds great confidence going into the next week. We've got a big game, and we got to go in there and play 100%, 100 miles an hour, and do our job, and that's what it comes down to. But this is awesome. Builds the confidence of the defense and the offense and the whole team in general. So we're looking forward to just going on to the next game.
Stopping Brian Hill was job 1. What was the game plan, essentially?
Wrap them up. Don't let them go north and south, and wrap them up and just do our job. That's what it came down to, and guys were focused in, and it was just, once it started rolling, and we started getting back there, getting in the backfield, so it was a great day.
Seems like you were getting a bunch of guys to the ball consistently.
Definitely, that's something we want to put out there. We're going to come and get it, and guys got to do their job, and guys are going to get to the ball. And we showed that today, and we shut them down, which is great. I mean, that's what we wanted to do. So defense is stepping up, and of course we got things to work on always, but it's a great momentum push for us.
To stand on the sideline and watch the running game really click for the first time, not counting Mississippi Valley State, you know, what does that mean to the defense to see that?
Well, it takes the pressure off of us a lot too when we see that happen, and we have a great offense, so it's great to see it getting in there, and we've got some great running backs and great potential there. So it's awesome to see it working from the sideline, and it's definitely keeps us off the field. So that's what's good, and when they're clicking, they're clicking.
You probably shouldn't have to think about this yet, but you're going from a huddle-up team back into the hurry-up next week. You know, New Mexico State, you've never lost it to New Mexico State. I know you want to keep it that way. What do you guys need to do this week?
Just practice hard.
Next week.
Just practice hard, and guys need to focus in and do their job. We've been practicing against up-tempo for a long time. We've been doing drills for it, and it's going to be nothing different going into practice. So I think we're ready for it, and we're ready for a slow offense. We're ready for a fast offense.